Hello, ladies. I wanted to take a moment and explain a couple things on the lesson plan. I think some people are confused kind of on how to implement the technology into the classroom. So I'm just going to share some things with you really quickly, showing you how you can make digital learning accessible to your students. So right now, you should be able to see my screen. I am in the math lesson plans. So once you have gone into the pacing calendar and clicked the math lesson for that week, it will take you here. At the beginning of this document, there's a unit 1 at a glance. This takes you to all the units at a glance, so any unit you need. This is from Gwinnett County, so it aligns with our AKS very well, and I recommend watching it. It is an hour long almost, but it is very helpful if you're not familiar with the standard, or if you need tips on how to teach it, you're not exactly sure how to display the information to your students, it's a great resource. I don't know what that was, sorry. Then the Georgia DOE also provided a unit at a glance, kind of the same thing. It breaks it down for you. But if you had to watch one and not both, I would definitely watch the first one. I would also check out the Unit 1 assessment. Every unit before you teach, I recommend checking out the assessment, see what students are, I'm sorry. Guys, stop. What students are expected to know and be able to do by the end of the unit. And then there is an analyze the standards. This breaks down for you exactly what students should be able to do, what you're expected to teach. When you click on the document, it tells you the big ideas, a description of the standard, a resource video, academic vocabulary. This is great for those ML learners. What students should be able to do prior to third grade, what they should be able to do after third grade when it comes to this standard. And it breaks down the indicators of achievement. So are they proficient? Have they mastered it yet? It tells you what it looks like to make it concrete using manipulatives, hands-on, what it looks like to be representational, what it looks like to be abstract, what examples might look like, and what students should be able to do. It also demonstrates sample student thinking to kind of get you in the mindset of, yes, this makes sense to me, but what are my students going to think about this type of problem or this standard? That is very helpful if this is your first time teaching these standards. Then when you go down to the actual lesson, this takes you to eCom. This is where I get all of the lessons and anything the district has provided for us. Here are the slides below it. When you click on the slides, it'll take you to the slide deck. This is all of Unit 1. You will click on the day. Whatever day it is, if it's Unit 1, it'll be here. A different unit, we're going to start on a different set of slides, but all of Unit 1 will be on this slide. Then you have a breakdown of what it is we're teaching. This is the standard. This is what we are teaching in this part of the pacing. When you go to each day, it has the IOAs, which are the indicators of achievement, and the suggested sequence. It tells you what it's supposed to be for the students. You can see here concrete. So on this day, students are expected to use manipulatives, use hands-on. It's not drawings. It is taking the manipulatives in their hands and physically using them to solve these problems. They're going to read and write numbers up to 1,000. They're going to represent numbers using base 10 numerals, using standard, expanded, base 10 language, and models. They're going to use base 10 blocks and place value charts. Below it is a learning target. You do not have to go into the lesson plan to find the learning target when you are writing them each morning. So I include it here for you so you don't have to go searching for it. Under lesson, it tells you what you're going to do. This is what you tell the students. Today, we are going to blank. So this tells you today, students will engage in reading and writing 3-digit numbers using multiple forms, including expanded form, standard form, written form, and base 10 language. Below it, the lesson is highlighted. You click on the link, it takes you to the lesson scripted word for word what you need to say. Now, obviously, this is a guide. You do not have to say word for word exactly what the lesson plan says, but you should be teaching the same thing. Below it is instructional moves. This is important because we meet most of our students' needs in small group. So when you click on it, there are 5 misconceptions that the students might have and a proficiency group. When you go to these misconceptions, say the student had misconception number 2. Students do not see the importance of 0 in place value and do not understand that 0 helps us distinguish between numbers such as 203, 23, 230, and 2003. It tells you what you need to teach them. It tells you the student practice, and it gives you any notes that you need. This serves as a guide. This does not mean that these are the only small groups you can pull, but this is a resource if you do not know what to teach or who to pull into groups or what the misconceptions even are. Once you have done all of that, here is the ML vocabulary cards, the words that you might want to put up on the board for those ML learners. They need the vocabulary in front of them. They need cards with pictures showing them what the words mean. I plan on uploading some of those into the drive. So if you do not have them, please get with me and I will make sure that we get them for you. Right here says primary student work. I'm going to change this to required student work as soon as my computer allows me to. Right here, you'll have an independent task. Now you might choose not to do this independent. It's what works for your class, but I put an independent task in here. It's a formative. You click the link, you print it. The collaborative task, they can do this alone, they can do it together. It's a base 10 robot. We've already taught this lesson, but I just kind of want to show you something you're familiar with already. Both of those are required. Students need to do those things. That's what all of us should be doing when someone walks in our room. This tells you what they need to have with them and any resources you might need. Now to the part that's confusing some people. The additional assignments. These are things that you can do. You do not have to do them. I'm trying to provide a range of options to fit all teaching styles. So some people like collaborative work, some people like digital, some people like paper pencil. We're all going to be different. So I'm trying to at least include some of every kind of resource. Under this, you will have iReady lessons, sometimes. You will have Georgia Reveal pages, sometimes. I might throw an IXL link in there, which is a game, some more base 10 practice. So you click on this and it is just worksheets that students can do if you like the paper pencil. And then there's digital work. I think people are starting to get confused with the digital work and how to assign it. So I'm going to break it down and show you how to do so. Ignore the video games in the background, sorry. On the iReady lessons, I'm going to go to one that has an iReady lesson already in there. So for example, lesson Friday, this Friday. There is a lesson, use place value to add within 1,000, assigned to students. This is an option for you. You're going to go to your portal, click go, make sure it's on 3rd grade. It doesn't really matter, but I put it on 3rd grade and all. Click go, and you're going to go to iReady. Once you're on iReady, you are going to assign to students. You will go to assess and teach, instruction, math. Once you are on this, you will see all these different lessons. This is what they have from kindergarten and up. If you want to look for a lesson that I don't include in there, maybe I didn't see it, you can look up lessons yourself. Say that a kid's really struggling with patterns. I can type in patterns and it'll tell me the lessons that they have for patterns. You can see one's for 3rd, one's for 4th, one's for 5th, another one's for 5th. I have included the names of some lessons in the plans already, trying to find them for you. For example, on Friday, we have use place value to add within 1,000. I'm going to go here. I'm going to type that in. Use place value to add within 1,000. Click go, and it comes right up. Once you have found the lesson, you're going to click the box, and you're going to click Assign Lessons. Now, you can assign it to all students in both classes. You can assign it to just students in your class or just your other teacher's class, or you can assign it to just like particular students who need that skill. So let's say only one kid in my class needs this skill. So I'm going to click Students. Click the green arrow. And I can choose from Miss Cruz's and my class who I want to assign this to. So say Hazel is really struggling with this skill and she needs additional work. I'll choose her name. I will click the green button and I will create an assign date. If I want to assign it on next Monday, I'll put the 12th, and then a due date, you don't have to do a due date. You do have to do an available date, but a due date you do not have to do. I like to have mine due on Friday though, because kids should be doing lessons throughout the week. So I assign them 2 or 3 lessons and I expect them done by Friday. So I click on the 16th, I assign lessons. It'll pop up on their end. But say I want to assign it to my whole class. Am I going to waste my time going in and clicking every single child? Yes. So when you come back to the main page, when you are on assign, you're on the lesson, you click assign. You will click classes or report groups. Click the green arrow. I have 2 sections that come up. That is your class and your partner teacher's class. So if I just wanted to assign it to my class, I would assign this section. If I want to just assign it to Cruz's class, I would just choose her section. But I want to assign it to both classes. So I'm going to click both, green arrow, do an available date, and a due date. Click assign. It's as simple as that. If you need any support with that, please come see me. I would love to help you. This is a really great resource because sometimes the lessons are not exactly what the kids need. So I try to assign some to them. If you notice that when your kids are on MyPath, their lessons do not align at all with what they need, you can adjust instruction. So when you go to iReady and you click Assess and Teach, you'll go to Instruction again, click on Math again, and it'll take you to this page that we were on. Right here, it says adjust instruction. After monitoring instruction, if you identify a student not working on the lessons most appropriate for them, you can adjust their MyPath lesson placement and or domains they are working in. So turn domain on or off. If I notice that a lot of my kids are working on geometry, but we're doing algebra and algebraic thinking, I can come in here and turn off the other domains so that my students only getting algebra and algebraic thinking. So I can click turn off and then I could click go. So then my students will stop getting those lessons. If I see that I really just want my students working in measurement and data and geometry, I can click that, turn on, and click go. So you can assign specific domains to your students. Also, once the students have taken the iReady diagnostic for math, you are able to adjust their, you're able to adjust their lessons. So sometimes, for example, I had a student last year who was on a 2nd grade math level. He was doing amazing. And he was on an iReady lesson that was counting to 3. We all know that's not appropriate. So you can go in and choose a student that you want to change their path. So say Hazel is doing counting to 3, but really she needs to be doing division. I'm going to click on her name and I'm going to click the green arrow. Say we're working in numbers and algebra or numbers and operation, and I really see that she's doing lessons that don't make sense for her. Click the green arrow. Once they have taken the diagnostic, it will let you adjust the lessons for them. Maybe they don't need a lesson. Maybe they need an extra lesson. Maybe they need to do a different lesson before they do this lesson. Here, it will let you adjust it. Once students have taken a diagnostic, I will create another video sending it out just to show you how to adjust the instruction. Okay, so that's iReady in a nutshell. There's a lot of great things on iReady. If you have any questions, please feel free to come ask me. If I do not know, I will try to find the answer for you. Okay, so that is one resource. The other resource that I like to include is adding things on your eClass page. You can do Google Classroom. I'm just going to warn you now, I do not use Google Classroom. I am not familiar with it. So if you have any idea or any questions about how to do digital work on there, I cannot tell you, but I can tell you how to do it on eClass. So each week or each day, I've included digital options. The digital option might be a game. It might be a boom card. It might be a Nearpod. Any digital link that I include, all you have to do, it's the same steps every time to include it. Say you want to do the boom card, which the kids really enjoy. All grades that I've been in, the kids loved it. And it allows you to kind of track what they're doing. So you click on the link, you can see what the boom card is. This one is about place value through the thousands. What is the digit? Next, it tells you what place value is, reviewing it real quick for the students. Then it gives them questions like this. Drag numbers into the place value chart to show 1,752. So 1,752. Submit. And it tells the students if they got it right. If they did not, this is what it will show them. So they got 2 right, but they didn't get this one right. What if they got all of them wrong? It's going to tell them they got it wrong. Now the kid can skip the question and give up, but it does count against them. So say give up, surrender this card. Okay. So now that tells them they need to review that. Now I have the dashboard. This is a quick link. It's the easiest way that I could help you guys to implement the technology. I can see exactly what your kids are doing. By using this link, the kids do not have to type in a website name. They don't have to type in a code. They don't have to have an account. They don't have to create an account. Any student who has this link can go to this and complete the task. Now, some of you might wonder, well, how do we know if the students are doing it? I can see on my dashboard that your students are doing it. So if you have any questions, you can come see me. If you want to do this on your own and purchase the boom cards and have your own dashboard, come see me. I can help you with that as well. But what I have found to be the easiest is when students are working, my students know you have a math journal. What you do on the computer, I expect you to do in your journal. So if I'm doing 3,806, I'll put 3,806. I'm going to submit it, but that's not it. I'm going to write in my journal, number 1, and I'm going to write my answer. This way, if you're wondering if a student did their work, you can look in their journal for the day. Oh, you were doing boom cards? Okay, let me see your work. iReady allows you to track their progress with the lesson. How many times have they done the lesson? Have they done the lesson? Have they failed the lesson once and then passed it? Have they failed the lesson 3 times? It allows us to track their progress. This allows the students to have a little bit more fun because they like the boom cards, but it still allows us to have accountability for the students as we can check their journal. So when you have links like this, I'm going to show you how to assign it to students, whether it be IXL, whether it be boom cards, whether it be a YouTube video, whatever digital work I put in here, it's the same steps. I'm going to go to eClass. You're in your portal, you go to eClass. Go to the waffle icon and go to your 3rd grade core. You will have access to all of the students you teach. So I will have access to my kids and Miss Cruz's kids. When you get on this page, you'll click on content. Once on content, it'll probably ask you if you want to switch over to the new view. This is what I did. I found it to be more easily to navigate, I felt like, and it's easier to upload stuff into, and I think it's just overall better for us and the kids. But if you don't want to update it, that is fine. I can try to help you figure out how to do all of this on your version. So what you do is when you're in content, you click new unit. Say I want to name the unit. I like to do it by date and day so the students know which goes to which day and lesson. So say Tuesday, August 6th. Save and close. If you want to include a description, today's lesson was blah, 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 you can do that. I'm not doing that. Here you can see that it's hidden. Switch it to visible. Or if you want to wait until the day of, then you can switch it to visible. I just make all of mine visible because, I mean, if the kids want to go on there and do work, I'm going to let them. So switch it to visible. Once you're on this, you're going to click create new. You can do a discussion, a quiz, checklist, assignment, web link, document, new lesson. All of this is on there. That is wonderful. I click web link. Once you're on the web link, you can title the web link. So let's do the place value games. I'm going to go back, and this is called place value hockey. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to click IXL place value hockey. If you just want to title it game or IXL game, I don't care. That's up to you. Due date. You do not have to have a due date. I don't set a due date personally because this is an optional. This is not a required assignment for them. Then you copy the link and paste it in here. Embed on the page. This is where it will not take them to a new tab. They will stay on the eClass page and the website will be small on the screen. I sometimes find that students have a difficult time navigating this, so I click open in a new tab. Once there, it's going to give you a preview of what's going to show up. This is what will show up for students, IXL. I'm going to save and close. It's going to take a moment to upload. Once it uploads, you should see it. So students go on your third grade core page. They go to content and they search for the date or the title. My title is Tuesday, August 6th. I'm going to click on it. This pops up. As you can see, it is hidden from students. You need to go in and make it visible. Now the students will see this. They'll see this little chain link. They need to scroll down. Once they scroll down, they'll click open link and it takes them directly to this. Some students have an account. Some students don't have an account. This is something you have to decide for your class. Say I want to do the boom cards. This is what I use most on mine. You'll click the boom card link. I have included the code. You do not need the code, okay? I actually think I'm going to take those out after this video. You're going to copy the link. You're going to go back in the exact same way we did it before. Say you wanted to create a new unit. You can click new unit and it'll create a new tab over here. But say you have 5 different digital assignments for Tuesday. You're already on Tuesday when you click on it. You have this, the IXL, as one subcategory. But say I want to do the boom cards too. Now I'm going to click create new, web link. I'm going to title it, let's see, what is this called? I'm going to title it place value boom cards. So I'm going to say place, oh, I'm sorry, what did I just say? Place value boom cards. And I'm going to, if you want a due date, again, I don't, but if you want one, do it. Link, control, paste, copy, paste. Embed on the page. That's up to you. I do not. I do open in a new tab. But let me show you what embed on a page looks like. So it tells you you're going to embed it on the page. And then this is the preview of what they will see. Save and close. When you embed it on the page, this is what students are going to see. They're going to go to your your third grade core page. They're going to scroll down to Tuesday, August 6th. And they're going to have, again, you have to make this visible. They're going to have these 2 different things. IXL, that was a open in a new tab. So they're going to have to click open link. If you want it embedded, like we put this one, it will show them it on their screen. Notice though, how they have to scroll up and down to see it. This is why I click open in a new tab, because sometimes the websites are janky on here. So I always go back in and make it open in a new tab. If you create this and then you're like, ooh, I do not like that being embedded on the same page, you can go to the object, click the 3 dots and click edit. Once you're on edit, you can go in, open a new tab, save and close. It's going to take a second. Now, the kids, when they go to content, they're going to see Tuesday, August 6th, place value boom cards, open link in a new browser. They'll open it and it takes them directly to the boom card set. Now, that is how to integrate digital stuff. If you want to do a YouTube link, a YouTube video, same thing. Get the link, follow the same process. It is really a lot easier than it seems at first. But yeah, that's how you do it. If you still, after watching this video, you're like, what the heck did she just do? Please come see me. The digital resources really are great. It requires less copy paper. The kids are more engaged with it. I feel that you often have better classroom management with it because students aren't all running around trying to get materials and supplies. So it can be a really great resource. However, I do understand that it is intimidating if you don't know how to manage the online classes. So as you can see on mine, I already have a lot of mine set up. So I have, when my kids come onto my e-class page, they will see all of these. They'll see Tuesday where I have a boom card, Wednesday where I have boom card, Thursday where I have comparing numbers up to 10,000, which is a Google game, like it's a Google slide deck.
What's that?
So when they come onto the link, they can click open in a new tab and it'll take them to the Google Slides. Now, again, I have my kids do this in their journal as well, so I know they're doing it. The kids go through it. Question 1 in their journal, greater than, equal than, or less than, equal to or less than. They do it in their journal. They move through it, quick, easy, requires no preparation other than uploading it onto your e-class page. They also had Earth Day comparing numbers. So again, this is a Google Doc. You insert it the same way as you do the other links. They do it A, B, C, D, write it in their journal. Now, here's a code again for the boom cards. They click on it. They go to the link. I have Friday in there, boom card. Monday, boom card. Tuesday, boom card. Wednesday, or no, this is additional. So these are ones that I have that I didn't fit into the lessons, but if students have extra time, they are more than welcome to do these boom cards. The kids love the boom cards, if you can't tell. So say you wanted to insert a Google slide like I had on there. We're just gonna put, I'm not gonna type all this out. We're gonna do Google slide. We are going to click not hidden anymore. We're gonna click create new. And you can do web link. You can include the link to the Google Drive or Google Slides. Say I want to share this. Share, restricted to anyone with the link, copy link. Now I'm going to go in here. I'm going to click create new, web link, put the link, put Google slide, whatever you want it to be, open a new tab, save and close. Now, when the kids go to your website, it will take them to, this was the day, Google slide. It would have the date for me. They'll go to Google slide. You have to make it not hidden. They will slide down, open link, and it takes them right to the Google slide. So if you have any questions about anything in the plans, there's also paper pencil copies. Like I said, with the Georgia Reveal workbooks, you can tell the kids, hey, get your Georgia Reveal workbook, do page 35, 36. Great. You can assign digital work. You have additional practice here that's on paper. I really tried to include multiple different things. This one is a good example of multiple pages. There's pages 3 to 4, pages 3 to 7, pages 17 through 18. Here's a game the kids can play. Here's digital work. Here is a coach book that used to be used that Fernandez gave me, and it aligns to a lot of our tasks. I scanned these copies, so they're not the best, but you can print these. These are from the coach book. Not everybody has a coach book, so I went ahead and scanned them and uploaded them into the lesson plans for you to print off. I really tried to include as much as I could. For Fernanda's, I know she likes task cards, so I tried to include task cards. These can be printed, they can be cut, laminated, whatever you want to do with it, or you can do it digital. I've done both, and I think the digital is so much easier on everyone's end. Mine, the students, you don't have to deal with cleanup. The students don't have to worry about losing them, cleaning them up. So yeah, it is up to you. There are also lessons in here where there's an a task-based lesson. Some people love the task-based lesson. It's where the kids get together, they kind of problem solve. They work through these scenarios to find an answer, to solve work that we would be doing in the regular workshop. There will also be a lesson that you can teach instead of it. So on Thursday this week, we have a lesson, which is comparing two 3-digit numbers, or we have task-based lesson. This is both in the slides. The task-based, if you want to do it, it tells you exactly what to do with your students. Okay, this is more student-centered than teacher-centered. It's a lot of fun if you can implement it well, but it does require a lot of management in the classroom, and it requires students to really work together. So there's that. Additionally, I'm not going to show you specifics from this, but Reveal does have resources that I've not put in the lesson plans yet because it kind of requires a lot. But you can go to McGraw-Hill, which is the website for Reveal. And it has exit tickets that are not in the workbook. So students have exit tickets, or they have work in their workbook, but there are exit tickets that are on the website, not on the paper pencil workbook, okay? Go to your classroom and you can see the lessons. So, for example, we are working on unit 1, I'm sorry. So I am going to go to my program. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to go back. I'm going to go to the courses, and I'm going to choose my unit, okay? So let's do lessons 2 through 4, use addition properties to add. Once I am on this, it tells you which lesson. Lesson 2-1, lesson 2-2, lesson 2-3, lesson 2-4, whatever, it goes on. Lesson 2-1 is represent 4-digit numbers. There are lesson resources in here for you. There's an interactive student edition. There is a print teacher edition. There's editable lesson presentation, lesson materials. So let's look at the lesson materials. So when you click on this, it'll download. And all of these materials will come up. So assessment, differentiation, and Spanish resources. Let's do assessment. Under the answers, it tells you the answers to the exit tickets if you do or are unsure. Then there is printable exit ticket. When you click on it, here is an exit ticket. Okay. There are some work pages in their workbook, but not all of the exit tickets are in the book. So I plan on including these soon, but I wanted to talk to y'all about it first. I'm going to include them. And then I will make a PDF version and upload it into Google Drive so you do not have to go in and look for it yourself. However, I do want you to know that there are resources. If you need to know about differentiation, I'm not going to upload all this, but if you need the support finding it, I am more than happy to help you. There is extended thinking, a game station, to reinforce understanding, spiral review, So this will be great for later on in the year. You click on it, spiral review for the students. Okay, so there are a lot of great things that you can do digitally. I know it is a lot. It's a lot to navigate, especially those of us who are new to Gwinnett County. But I hope this video did help you some. I know we're meeting tomorrow, and of course, I will go over any questions we have tomorrow. So if you watch this and you are really confused on something, please let me know. Sorry, this is long, but I wanted to just kind of show you everything that you can use for your students. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.